Hi guys, welcome to this episode of Business on the Move. Today we are joined by Victoria at Central Nest. Victoria has an artificial intelligence program which she is going to be bringing into the removals world. We're looking forward to diving in and speaking all things AI. And what can this do to transform and change the way you operate as a removals company?
Where do you see AI in 2 to 3 years?
Because it really needs to make sense from a customer perspective. It needs to improve the customer life. It needs to improve your life, your business life. It needs to be commercially viable.
Get two moves. Okay,
yeah.
So it's always been 3 pillars on how to make a decision: what is technically feasible, commercially viable, and market desirable. And only the 3 things.
Can you just say that again? That was right.
They've spent 30 years just being a removals person, not a business person. Yeah, so thanks for coming today. Really appreciate it.
Thank you very much for having me.
Travelled from?
London.
London, nice.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming, Victoria. Pleasure to have you on the poddy.
Thank you very much.
So we always start this podcast off with a business question or a question to do with our guests' business. And my question to you today is, where do you see AI in 2 to 3 years?
So AI pretty much is here. So it's not something new anymore. It's the same story as we had with the internet, with the smartphones. It's just repeating itself. So AI is going to be very much integrated into our everyday lives, and is already in the things. You know, have autocorrection on our phones. We have Google Maps. We go to the supermarket and you have your smart tags. It's a matter of time where it's pretty much going to integrate fully in our lives. The more we embrace it, the more we get out of this, and the better the life we're going to have.
Yeah. Do you see like, because in 10 years, I don't know if you agree, but in kind of 10 years, I see autonomous driving definitely on the road. Yeah. And does that mean autonomous removal vans?
Could be. I mean, the thing with AI is when people start understanding the beauty of it and they start not fear it, because I think we're still at this point where people are thinking or having second thoughts whether they're going to take over and there's not going to be enough jobs for us, or the robots, they're going to come and take us. But this is not the case. So when we see the full potential of it, like as you said, then there's so many scenarios that, we couldn't really think of smart scanners 5 years ago, going to the supermarket and not having to go through the cash till. It wasn't even a thought that you could ever have, but now it's so much easier, so much more convenient. So I think AI is here to help us with our customer experience, offer our customers a better journey, and also offer a better life for our employees, to make their life easier. Take away the boring stuff, and let them be more creative, do a job that they like, and they can be appreciated for, do something that makes sense.
So I'll tell you what, on this point about AI,
okay,
because I thought, as you say, it'd come in and it'd take the boring jobs, like do my washing and stuff, but instead it's come in and it's creating photos and it's creating videos and it's doing all the creative stuff, you know what I mean? And I obviously, like, in that industry, and I just feel like it's enhancing it, definitely, it's helping. It's easier to do some of the mundane stuff of the editing pieces, but I just wish it'd done my washing for me instead at the moment.
And it will. This is the thing. So I don't know if you have already a robot Hoover at home, but they're brilliant if you don't go for one. I mean, it's the best thing we've ever bought for the house. But it is. I think it is the potential, as you said. But bearing in mind that any of the AI tools, they will never be able to think. They don't have emotions and they don't have a conscious decision. They cannot make conscious decisions. All they do is they find out patterns, they gather the data, they analyze the data, and out of these they offer solutions. Whether this is a good solution for you or not, this is always going to be down to the individual, down to the human being to say whether something it works or it doesn't work, or it's good, it's not good. So there's an element there that none of these tools they would ever be able to do for us. However, they would give us a lot of options. And on the spot. And things that sometimes, so this is the thinking part of the AI, but not really. They're not thinking. They're not there to do this for us. It's inevitable. It's the same thing. I know we've all been in this generation where we saw internet. So my background, I work for the internet industry and smartphones and all of this. And back in the day, it was exactly the same narrative. What about our privacy? And they were stealing our data, and they're stealing our lives, and they will take up the jobs, and they will take over. But I don't know, last time I checked, the internet is now a utility bill, and I can't really think of a house without an internet connection.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Or someone without a smartphone.
It's
the convenience that they offer and the innovation that they bring into our lives is just something that you can't really...
I think AI's always been there last 5-10 years, but since ChatGPT, that they brought it in to the user interface. So their user interface generated all the AI in the background and brought it into chat.
Yes.
So now we can just enter prompts, and that generates a chat, and it's a better user interface. And that's what I think, like Musk and stuff, they was doing their own thing. And that, I think ChatGPT's brought it in, and now everyone's like AI. Don't you think that?
I mean, it's the customer experience, because this is what we're all trying to do. Either you are a consumer and you are trying to get the best out of any service out there, and you want to be offered with a tailored experience. This is what they do: is they get the data, they understand the profile of the user, what we call in the software industry the persona, and then you just tailor the whole experience around them. If you tailor the experience around me, I'm going to be happy because you're going to serve my needs. But then at the same time, you can make Rob happy and his needs, then he's happy too, and that's it.
It's not hard to make me happy.
But that's all very fast and seamless, and you can do this and autonomously without the need of having thousands of people in the background analyzing data. You have GPU computers, super fast computers, doing all of this analysis for you, and there you go. That's it.
So when people use ChatGPT, where is the source? Are they searching Google?
So what it does, so AI, and the beauty of it is that it's doing the synthesis of the information. So it gets a lot of data out of a lot of sources and synthesizes it based on your question.
Right.
So I can go into the detail, but what it does is think about it as a huge server farm where there's lots and lots of servers and lots of computational power. And all of these computers, they just pretty much go under every probability that it could go. So either that's a word, is that an event, data. They calculate all the scenarios and they pick the one that has the highest probability.
Right, okay.
So this is why you need the powerful servers.
Yeah.
Because the computational power, it's there and it's required in order to be able to deliver the service. But any of these services, ChatGPT, is just one good example.
Well, think about a couple of years ago, if we had a question,
yes,
we would ask Google.
Yes.
Now I'm asking ChatGPT all the time.
Yes.
So, are ChatGPT getting it from Google is what I thought, good answer there. But also, how accurate is it?
It makes mistakes, and I think that is one of the things that it's also for our privilege as human beings, because we can always correct these tools, but at the same time you have to have your critical mind with you and read what they give you and make a decision whether this is right or wrong. They make mistakes, however, because the source and because they get so much information in and they just check and recheck and compute all the time whether this is the right answer, is a very good chance that what they tell you is right.
Yeah.
But always be mindful that it's not always right.
Yeah. Because I've got the mentality that ChatGPT is right all the time.
If you observe, actually it's written on the banner at the bottom that says ChatGPT makes mistakes.
Right.
And they said right from the start,
Yeah.
This is a potential good answer. But I have to admit that you've experienced it, and it's not bad. It's not bad.
It's more intelligent than 1,000 humans put together.
But the thing is that all of these things humans have said. It's just putting them together.
Yeah, of course,
absolutely.
And it's all the information from the internet.
Yes.
amalgamated together. You know what I mean?
And this is what they're trying also to do. There's, I think the Department of Science, Information and Technology, they have an office around AI. And one of the things in their tasks is what we call about ethical AI. And they are trying to make sure that first, the information that goes into these machines is as right as possible, as truthful as possible, and also is used in a non-malicious way. Because this is another big part. This information, given the wrong, put it in the wrong hands, it could be very damaging, because you've seen all of these scams where you see a famous person and they just start moving their mouth and they say whatever you want them to say. Or there are just people asking for money and you're like, yeah, I'm your dad, and then before you know it, it's your dad's voice. You're like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna transfer the money, of course. Obviously there are this side, but this is tiny compared to the beauty and the convenience that it can give us.
Of course,
But this is a whole work stream out there that is really, really focused on the ethical side of the business.
Can we just kick it back and just get to know what you do and maybe why you're here today?
Of course. So I first
and for the viewers, she's not a robot or AI.
no, I'm a true person.
Deep fake, as they call it, deep fake.
So I'm Victoria. I own a small business called Central Nest, and I am into the software services. I'm currently working in an automated quoting tool that is going to utilize AI. And what it does is we're asking, instead of having users or potential customers asking them either to send you a video or to do a video call with you to show you what they have at home, they will just grab their phone, upload the video, and AI and computer vision is analyzing this video and identifies all the objects that are in the video, creates the inventory list right there with an estimated dimension and weight, and offers a quote with no delays, hopefully no surprises, 24/7. You don't have to be there to do this.
And would this be customer facing or removal company facing?
So the company will have to send the code to the potential buyer, so we can link pretty much the customer with the moving company, because hopefully you may have the same customer going to more than one company. So we really need to make the link of who's going to who. And then we'll take it from there. Yeah,
because quite a lot of us, we just get video sent to us, so we just save it obviously and then use the tool our end as well.
It's going to be down to the moving company to make a decision whether they want to ask the user to do this or they want to upload the video themselves. However, I think at least the idea here is we ask the users because sometimes, because we have the dimensions and the weights there, sometimes the algorithm may make a mistake, so it would be so much better for them to see firsthand on what they're submitting. And in a way, you make them part of the process. And I think that this is going to be quite good for the customers, because they would feel like they have the power of knowing what it is. Being on the other end, because I've never had an experience from a moving company being part of it, but I've moved so many times. And I was just saying to you earlier, it's always been a very big challenge, because you never know, you've been asked some questions. How these questions and your answers influence the service. This is a part that is very tricky from a customer end.
Absolutely.
So giving them the opportunity to be able to go and write up or correct what the algorithm shows them, and be able also to see how much they have. I've been on that track, seeing all my stuff in the track, and I'm thinking, where did this all be? Where did I have all of these things? But when you see this before the move, at the end you'll be given you have 160 items. Be like, okay, I have 160 items. Okay,
plus
that's quite a lot.
I think with that, the takeaway, because I bet you'll know more than me, but I bet customers don't put as much in. Because they think they're going to get a cheaper quote, you know what I mean? Whereas if they send the video, then the AI, although it sometimes may lie, but it don't lie, does it?
No.
You know what I mean? So there's that aspect of it as well. But to see it live, I mean, we've put a few snippets on Instagram. Even to watch it and like the little AI boxes working, calculating, it just looks cool. It looks cool. Do you know what I mean?
And it is, and the thing is that this is only going to become better.
Yeah.
So because this is how it works in the background, is we call and utilize something that's called computer vision, and then you train the algorithm. So in the background, what we do is we give them thousands and thousands of pictures of a chair. And we say, this is a chair. And, you know, I think we've given to ours 500,000 photos of a chair. Any chair you can think of, any angle, trying to cover as much as we can. And we say, this is a chair. So from now on, the AI...
So do you video the chair? So you video all round?
You will video, obviously there are data online.
Is that how you created it? Did you video the chair or did you just get loads of photos of a chair from different angles?
You can do a lot of things. We went with data photos.
Okay,
and you buy data like chairs, beds, couches,
cool,
and then you feed this into the algorithm. Obviously, and then you go into training mode. So the algorithm is training and sees all of these multiple images of a couch, of a bed, of a chair. So then once you have a video, it could actually say, oh, that's a chair. Oh, that's a video. The good thing about this is the more you use it, these data go back in.
Yeah.
And when you correct also the data, because that's the other thing, if we have the humans correcting this data for us, then we will feed the right set of data back in the algorithm.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So we'll always start training and become better and better. So there's only one way forward. I mean, there's no, you cannot go back.
Yeah. It's just a constant training loop as well, because once it starts, it's just training and it's going to get better and get better. And then I suppose you don't use cubic feet, do you? Was on your business, but I suppose for the quotas going in, the quotes are kind of be similar, if you know what I mean, because they measure it from the cubic feet.
It's more the time it's going to save as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
it's the time, and then the quotas can do another. You know, there's so much things you can do for your end user to have a good experience. You know, identifying the objects, it should be very vital. It is very vital, but very trivial. And if a machine can do it for you, you know, the quota can be there and do the things that really, really matter.
Yeah.
And do all the calculations and the add-on services. Identify these add-on services, you know, before the customer asks for them. You see the things now, especially because you're very busy, you're trying to just get the quote as fast as possible out, just to make sure that you win the business, which is fair. But, you know, there's so many things you can tailor around that specific experience and say, you know what, have you thought about this? Have you thought about that?
Yeah.
And try to make and create the lead on the spot.
Yeah. So you are the software developer yourself. You're the coder.
Yes.
And how did we get into the removals industry?
So from personal experience, it's me and my partner, and I think between the two of us, we've moved 23 times.
Really?
More than 50%. Wow. Yeah, we're not very stable when it comes to this.
Where are you from? Sorry.
Greece.
You're from Greece.
Yes, from Athens. Yeah. And we've moved quite a lot, and I think in more than 50% of the cases, there's always been a bad surprise, or some miscommunication, or haven't decided, or we haven't discussed something with the movers on the spot, double costs, second journeys, you know, always been something. And last time we moved, I was just saying, you know, we're just thinking, this is the last time we do this. You know, we were again, all the things couldn't fit into the lorry. Then they had to do a second journey. The two places were really, really far away, and it pretty much doubled the cost. So we're thinking one price, it doubled at the end of the day, and you have no option. You know, half things here, half things there. What are you going to do? Yeah, you're going to pay. Done. So we are very much
say no.
No, you're not going to say no. There's no way. So we're very much into technology, and we will start looking and saying, okay, there must be another way to do this. Coming, you know, we've utilized AI quite a lot at home. We have all of these Alexa, we have our smartphones, have lots of applications. So we're thinking there must be an application out there that will do things for you and automate the quoting, and make sure that this is a real contract between yourself and the moving company. And we didn't find much.
Yeah.
So what did you find, and where are these companies? Are they in America?
So there's one other company that does this in the US.
Yeah.
However, they seem to be more concentrated on insurance.
Oh, okay.
They have a business running on the moving industry, I think, but the tricky part for all of this is obviously the algorithm and the AI side of things.
Yeah.
So it really depends how good the software is. Obviously, CRMs are out there, like yourselves, and doing it, and you're doing it very well. What we do is the algorithm, and our core functionality is this identification of the objects and the AI side of things. So this is where the big where it's all coming from for us. And we've seen the guys in the US, which again, they are writing an algorithm and they are trying to identify the objects and stuff. But I don't know exactly what they're doing and which models they're utilizing. So, but I know there's there is a market there for this.
And have you used any AI tools to gauge how many removal companies there are in the world or in the UK? Do you know this?
No, I don't know this. I only get the statistics from ONS, whatever that is, of the number of businesses.
Yeah.
But the thing is that, with moving, as I said, because I've been used this, you also have the guys that they are the unlicensed, wrong.
Exactly, yeah.
It's hard to...
There's different answers, isn't there, online?
Yeah, the Google search, when we first started, obviously doing a bit of market research, was 13,000 removal companies.
Yes.
But I think that's rubbish removals and all them, and like the man and van, there's loads of separate ones of them, and it could have been like hair removal companies and stuff like that. But I think it's about, in the UK, it's probably about 5,000.
5,300, I think they're registered under
under registered limited company.
Correct.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So you get, you probably gauge that a few more over
Well,
that.
not everyone's limited, so you can add a few thousand onto that, I guess, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Yes.
And then worldwide, we should have done that. Interesting quote or fact, actually, couldn't we? We could do that for one of the episodes. Yeah, but so what did you do before you started the company? Was you a software developer?
Correct. So
how did you get into software developing? Was it school? Was you into tech?
Correct. Standard geek at school. One of these people that they liked maths and physics. Studied physics, then went into masters. But I've been always, uni and all of this, great as it is, but the real experience comes from working and being out there, experiencing and doing things on your own. Always been started in telecoms and networks. I've done a few big companies like Siemens, Sky for 7 years. And then moved into defence, retail.
Defence is in military defence.
Yes.
Did you? Yeah. Is that interesting?
Yes.
What was your...
A synthetic tool to sort of... so it could demonstrate a place, whatever that place is, and it would give you all the... It's called a synthetic environment.
Okay, yeah.
So you get a lot of data and you create and simulate an environment, and you just create and see whether you can do, depending on what you do, what is the cause and what is the effect of what you're doing.
Okay, yeah. So
sorry, I can't really say too much.
Yeah.
And this is why I really hesitated. I was like, how much can I say there? But anyway, yes.
Was your education schooling system and then these jobs, was that in Greece?
Yes. So yes, initially I studied in Greece, and then I moved here for Sky, I think. Yeah, for Sky.
For what,
Sky, company Sky, TV Sky,
television,
and internet. Yes. So I did this.
Your subscription price is going to be more than theirs. Because Sky have just gone rising. Sky, I don't even know what my Sky bill is. Like, I just laugh at it now.
I know, but you can't get rid of them. So this is it. So this is the beauty of this. However, what they've done in the telecoms industry is they managed to standardize this. So it makes no difference for you if whether you go to TalkTalk, whether you go to Sky, whether you go to BT. The service is pretty much the same. And this is what this industry is lacking, I think, and I'm talking about the moving industry. Yeah. Ideally, in a few years' time, we will be getting into this and seeing this as, you have to move. It's the same way, hopefully, will need to be the same way as you have to go to the airport. It doesn't make a difference whether you fly with EasyJet, whether you fly with Ryanair or with BA. The process is the same.
Yeah.
You have to take your ticket, you have to get your passport, you have to get your suitcase, you go to the till, So we really need to standardize the process. And once we do this for this industry, I think this is where the really beauty is going to come in, because then you would be able to automate a lot of these processes.
Yeah.
And then you differentiate on things that they make sense, that they, the quality of service. This is where the real difference is going to be coming in.
Where I see like the industry in 10 years, or I hope, is that everyone's using iMove. They're doing the quotes with obviously your technology, and then a button, they press the button, and their van drives to the house, and then there's robots unloading the van, and then that's it.
You've done it.
You can just do it all for iMove. No staff, no HR, no staff. And then the staff can be on holiday doing enjoying life. Yeah.
The thing is that you've seen the Domino's pizzas, right? That they have the little cars that they are ovens.
Ovens, did they? Yeah.
So the pizza, so what it does is calculates how far is your house and turns the oven on just exactly so the van arrives at the same time that the pizza is cooked.
Okay. Yeah,
so
this isn't in the UK, is it?
No. It's I think in Houston.
Dubai or somewhere.
Houston, I think.
Is it?
So in the US, I can't remember where Domino's is, but anyway, so this is the trial. So let's say that you order pizza, and I calculate. So I am in the shop. I'm the Domino's shop. So I put the pizza in, frozen, ready.
Okay.
Frozen or ready, but not cooked yet. And then if the journey is 25 minutes and the pizza needs 10, on 15th minute en route, the oven starts.
Oh, okay.
So when it reaches you, it is as hot as it can be because it's right fresh out of the oven, and you just open it, take it. Thank you very much.
See, that's what I love. I love like that's customer, like seeing where they're lacking and then improving it by technology, by these things. That's what I love about like business, solving them problems.
And then you see all of this online,
great,
so you're not wondering where's my pizza, because you actually see exactly where your pizza is always is, at what stage.
Because I love Nando's, do you know what I mean? But Nando's delivered is awful. You know what I mean? It is. It's like totally different. Yes. So you always have to go out. So maybe Nando's need to take a leaf off their book.
But I think if restaurants and these big massive chains adapt this and it works, they don't need restaurants. Most people
no, but restaurants
will always exist, but they won't need as many probably, because they're the most expensive part to run, and having an
restaurants are hard going,
restaurant. If people are just ordering at home.
Yeah, but the thing is, there's a social aspect to this.
Absolutely, I know that. I know that.
It's the same thing as with cinemas. They always say, no, we have all of these subscriptions now, we have the Netflix, so who's going to actually go to the cinema? However, where's the big release for a good movie? People, they still get out of the house, get dressed and go. Yeah. If something is worth it, and it has a social aspect to this. So, it's life has changed, but the fundamentals are still there.
Still the same.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Pretty much. I mean, the family's there, the bonding, the personal experience, and this is what we're trying to do: is make sure that you give people the time, and the focus they need to feel like unique. Yeah. And when they feel unique, they.
Okay, so should we go on to? We've got 30 minutes into the podcast. We'd like to drop an interesting quote or fact or a story. I don't want to put you on the spot because I should have told you before, but we never. But have you got one for this month's episode?
So I tried to make it relatable to AI, and mine is more a statistic.
Yeah.
You can correct me if it's wrong. Yeah. But if utilised correctly within your business, you could save yourself 30% running costs a year. Yeah. Do you think that's about accurate?
It could be more.
Probably more.
Probably more. Yeah. I think businesses so far.
30%, mate.
What's that, AI?
If utilised correctly.
Is that something you've Googled or something you've looked up?
ChatGPT told me, and it's never wrong, is it? Yeah.
Is that what they said?
Yeah. Plus it said not only could it save you 30%, but it would also improve the customer service.
I think this is the beauty of this, again, because it's not only that you're not going to waste your time doing this, but the same time that you would be doing this, what else can you be doing?
Yeah.
And this is where the full potential is. I think, while you have your people just looking at videos, while you have people talking on the phone, while having people getting the bookings in, if they don't do this, what else can they do? Yeah. And this is where cannot be quantified as much, because this is the quality and the qualitative data that you need in order to be. So it's far more than 30%. 30% is just a number,
Right.
but it's the sense and the feeling that is going to be so much different.
Yeah.
And it just becomes a norm. It's like supermarkets is a perfect example. Like there used to be loads of tills and loads of shop like till assistants, and now there's more like self-service than there is tills in every supermarket.
Well, you've got 10 self-service with one man running it, one person running it. So you swap 10 for one of them.
Yeah, and if you're running a business, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah,
isn't it?
It is, but at the same time, it's not as if the people are not needed anymore. It's a shift.
It's just a shift. Yeah,
It's a shift.
Yeah.
So labor just shifts and goes into different things. So there's so much more software engineers that we need, testers that we need, people to connect, to network, and do all of these things. So it's the expertise of the labor which just needs to change into something different to be able. But I think the good thing is that most of the things that they're taking over is the boring stuff in so many ways. Doing the same job again and again.
Yeah.
I know that a few people like, but vast majority. And in order for you to make sure that you don't have such a big turnover to your staff, is give them something interesting to do, be able to make an impact.
Plus, you're going to be buying people's time back from the director's point of view. I was on the phone this morning, had a 40-minute phone call with somebody who uses iMove, and he was saying that because he always works on the vans, he's always on the moves himself. He books in his surveys at night, so he finishes the jobs, and then he drives around, and he did 5 surveys last night. And 3 of them were just complete waste of time, and they were just after the lowest price possible. So that you want to use this kind of tool for those kind of customers as well. Does that make sense? Because you don't want to be spending an hour going to see someone who only wants to pay £100 to move house.
Yeah.
But it's very difficult to get that on the phone. But it's really easy to say, well, I've got a tool that would get a quote to you as soon as possible. If I send you a link, we could do a video and we could have a quote to you by tonight.
Yeah.
And that's just going to win people over.
And the thing is that the trust is going to build. So, initially you will start checking the quotes or any of this. However, the more you start utilizing these tools, the more you will start trusting them. So there's not far the day where you'll be automatically doing stuff, allowing people to automatically book their move, automatically get a quote. You don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
It's just out. But obviously we have to go through this period where people, they see the value of it and make sure that it is working for them and they can trust it.
Yeah, and you don't want to lose like the person aspect of it as well. You like the good thing about moving home is that if you already know the person and you've spoke to them, you feel a bit more confident letting them in your home rather than like a company logo, if you know what I mean.
I do. However, the new generation doesn't like to talk.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. And you just got to run with the times.
I know. They don't like to pick up the phone and they don't talk to one another.
They just look at the reviews, don't they? Look,
they
look
at the reviews. They do a text, potentially. They speak over the applications and stuff. But I think the younger generation feels awkward to pick up the phone.
Yeah.
As opposed to our generation where it was very normal and standard to make a call and say, okay, are you coming? What's going on? I don't think any of the younger people would pick up the phone and say, are you on your way?
No.
Probably they would text you, are you on your way?
Yeah, it's much easier, isn't it?
And you wouldn't text because you'd just be automated, wouldn't it? That's what it is, isn't it? Arriving in 5 minutes. Yeah. Oh, I wonder what he's going to look like. That's I suppose there's a surprise element of it as well. But so I'll go on to my interesting quote or fact. My interesting quote. I'm actually reading a book about Jeff Bezos at the minute. It's from a shareholder point of view, and he's obviously a shareholder in Amazon, and he's received these 15 emails and watched Amazon grow as a shareholder. It's quite good. I haven't finished it yet, but an interesting fact that I read in there was Amazon now employs more robots than they do humans. So they employ 750,000 robots in the warehouse, doing like transportation of goods, packing, shifting the materials around, like scanning and moving. The packages just sit on this little robot and it moves, and they only employ 600,000 humans. Okay. That's Mr. Jeff Bezos there.
I wonder if that's cheaper than humans or just more efficient.
I think this is it. Is the most efficient thing, and the non-human mistakes.
Yeah, non-human error.
Non-human error.
It's the upfront cost probably more expensive, obviously, but then it's the no HR, the work 24/7.
Yeah, no holiday pay.
No holiday pay, nothing. It's just literally you can just
it will be cheaper eventually. Yeah, but there's a lot of maintenance, isn't there, in these robots?
Have you seen the Tesla factory? They don't even put the lights on. They don't even put the lights on in the factory. The robots are working in the dark.
Are they?
Because what's the point in putting the lights in? They don't need the lights. You know what I mean? Yeah, I saw that the other day on Instagram. I was scrolling, and I thought, no way, fair play. Yeah.
But the thing is that the most of these ideas, I mean, even if you go to these big corporates and see all of these new products that we're using, vast majority of them, they're coming from the actual people there, from the employees that they utilize the service, and they're thinking, why don't we X, Y, and Z? So imagine that you give people the time to think and what they could offer back to you, the improvements and the efficiencies that even your own workers can do for you if they had time to think. Because time is always a big problem in all businesses, regardless of whatever sector. The time is the biggest caveat.
So on your like technology, what are you calling it, by the way?
It's Central Nest.
Central Nest, yeah. So it's Central Nest, and it's going to be for removal companies.
Correct.
When you're going to release it? How you gonna?
So the idea is that up until end of March now, we are going to have the MVP in the software world. That means the minimum viable product. Yep. And what we want to do is we want to find early adopters, people that they understand the industry really well, that they can have a look, give it a try, test it, and then see whether that's something that they'll find interesting. And obviously, if there are some improvements they can think of, then we'll be all ears to hear this. So this is pretty much the next stage for us.
And what stage is that? What we're in March now, so what month do you think this early adopters would be rolled out?
So we will be ready from April to take on people to start trying this, and depending on the feedback. So we're trying to be a little bit, what we want to do is iterate quite a lot. So we don't want to do a big bang where we just release to the world and say, 1st of August, our product is this and this is it. What we want to do is we want to have a more smooth approach to this. So we want to iterate quite a lot, have versions, and once we feel confident that this is a good version and it's quite stable and users love it, then this is going to be the version. If you ask me now which version is this, I don't know.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's not going to be 100.5. It's going to be something less than that.
We've got a bit of experience in that. Okay. So we done the MVP. We don't know it was called that. We just did a soft launch. We called it, I think. So we did a soft launch to as many people as was it about 20, and then we kept adding people on. Didn't we?
We tried to cap it, didn't we? We're going to give it 10, and then but lots of people asked. So we were like, let's go to 20, and then it got to like 70, didn't it? And I was absolutely swamped.
And then now we're using it, and the feedback from that is far better than us just trying to figure out that was this, and they've got so many good ideas that you haven't thought about. And I think a trial period is always, especially get as many people on as you can, because everyone, you think you've found out all the ideas, but when we put it out for trial, there was loads of input, wasn't there? And that's how iMove's grown to what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? By the removal company's feedback, and then us implementing that feedback. And what I thought was good, because we used to ask them like a poll of which should we, because we've got loads of ideas, loads of features, and we still have. Now we just ask a poll, and then whoever's the most popular in the poll, then we implement that.
It's more like the priority order will just constantly change, depending, because I'm the customer service guy. What's being requested all the time? What do I need off my plate? Let's just sort that out.
It's always, and I've coming from product also, so so going back to a little bit of my experience, so I've been doing product management for a very long time, and this was always a difficult exercise to make a decision on what is the most powerful thing to do, because it really needs to make sense from a customer perspective. It needs to improve the customer life. It needs to improve your life, your business life. It needs to be commercially viable. So it's always been 3 pillars on how to make a decision: what is technically feasible, commercially viable, and market desirable. and only the three things.
Can you just say that again? That was great. Can you say that again? say that again.
We can Instagram clip this, can't we?
In order to make a
That
decision,
buzzwords were great, yeah.
in order to make a decision on what you need to do next, you have to make sure that something is commercially viable, technically feasible, and market desirable. So there's a market out there that needs it, that you can do it technically, and obviously makes sense financially to be able to do this.
Love, want, and need.
Love, want, and need, yeah.
Exactly,
Yeah,
this is it. And this is how you need to make a decision, but not obviously all of the cases out there have all of these three elements. And you have to be quite brutal also sometimes.
Yeah, most businesses just have one element, don't they? But if you can get 2 or 3, if you
There's
get
a sweet
3,
spot. There's a sweet spot there.
Yeah.
You have to go and find it.
It's like the gym. What's the gym? The gym is, I love my health, I love my body, I need to keep fit, but I don't want to.
Okay.
So they've got 2.
Yeah.
Removals is, I need a removals company.
Yes.
I want Warren's removals, but I don't need. No, what is it? No, but I don't love moving house. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is
So we've got 2.
Which is such a shame because, going again from moving around, it's such a great experience to go to a new place.
Yeah.
You learn a new area.
I think
life
it depends on the move as well, doesn't it? Because obviously you get a lot of breakups, and that, I bet that's for the removal companies. That's a bit of an awkward move.
No, that's amazing.
How is it? Yeah,
it's liberating.
Absolutely love a
like people are
divorce.
loving that. Like,
no, as a business because we get 2 moves. Don't we? yeah.
But again,
obviously they're not enjoying it, are they?
Yeah. Did you get 2 moves like that? I thought they'd go separate.
Honestly, when we land,
Dave's using him. I'm not using him.
Yeah. Sometimes that happens. But
yeah.
When we land both, it's good. Yeah.
I suppose you're a bit of a psychologist then as well.
I've been involved in arguments, not actually involved myself, but during the move. They're like, who's having the wedding album? Throwing it across the living room.
Did they say the wedding? Was that the wedding album one?
Yeah.
Was that actually a thing?
Yeah.
You know what?
You get caught up in this.
Yeah. You would know beforehand now with all the AI tools, so you know exactly where it goes which, and then you don't have to be there.
I know exactly how heavy that wedding album was.
Exactly, that was too. Yes.
It's a weird one. Maybe it should be a pile like in the middle, like just for the together items, like the wedding album. Because no one want that, would they?
It's pretty brutal that day. I remember it really well. It was in my first 6 months as well. I still remember it really well. It's so awkward.
The good thing is that moving a house, though, is exactly the same as changing job. It's a big thing.
Yeah,
it has so much potential and it's so positive in so many ways, regardless of the reason why you've ended up moving. It's a new start.
I think it would be good once you've cracked this.
Yes.
Could you please help the solicitors?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what we need speed on. We need a bit more direction there. If you can bring some AI into their world,
I know.
that would really help us out.
Yes. What is exactly the biggest issue you're facing at the moment?
I think it's mainly communication. They are still email me or you call the solicitors and you can't get hold of them. And obviously if there's 3 or 4 people in the chain, you're reliant on 3 or 4 solicitors and they don't directly talk a lot. And then obviously it's completion days and trying to get that diary management correct. And then all of a sudden it's nothing's happening, I'm moving next Friday. There has to be something better. There has to be something that we can do.
I mean, you can, all of these AI tools, the thing is that we know the answer. You have to have, even if you don't know exactly what's going on in terms of if you know what's the next step, you always feel informed. And part of the process. So it's just if you can, as a first step, being informed. Let alone consulting or being able to influence whatever is happening, but just being informed or where it is. And this is not difficult, to track all of this, to at least know that this is sitting with them.
Right.
Or with them. Or, they need to talk. At least,
It's the communication all needs to be in one place. You know what I mean? Because you can get AIs that... actually, for bigger companies who have a lot of meetings, they can, all them dead spaces in the calendars.
Yeah.
They can get everyone's calendar and then amalgamate all the calendars together.
The visual assistants,
and eliminate the dead spaces with the meetings. Because if you've got a meeting at 1:00 and then for an hour, and then you've got a meeting at 20 past two, there's 20 minutes there where it's going to be dead. You're not going to get in deep work there. You know what I mean? So there's an AI tool for that. It's like
it's a virtual assistant there out there, and you can have one. If you don't have one, I definitely say, especially in your case, you get one. A virtual assistant is nothing. It will cost you nothing, and will be able to. You will find your day so much better organized, and there's no dead time, as you said.
Yeah, I mean, we try to integrate Tilda. They did a chatbot, didn't they, for iMove customer service.
You heard of Tilda before?
Tilda, yeah. It weren't too much, was it? It was like £80 a month or whatever. And it was answering questions, but I think we just like to answer them straight away.
No, there was a lot it tried to answer, and then there was like a prompt, do you want to speak to a person?
Yeah.
It's like everyone just wanted to speak to a person, so it's like it didn't solve anything for me.
Yeah, it
would
solved
get
a few,
better. I think
Yeah.
if you were to put a little bit of time, of your time there, it will train it. So this is it, because it's pretty much AI is like a child.
Yeah.
It observes you and copies exactly what you do.
Yeah.
The more time you spend with the tools and help them come to that sort of level, they will.
What I did, I transcribed all our training videos.
Yes.
I transcribed all our podcasts, and I copied it into it. And then it was. So you could have asked it like removal questions if you wanted. I was trying to get it to like ChatGPT for the removal industry.
Yeah.
But I think we will bring that back. But at the moment, we like that customer. I think the customer service. Well, you love it, don't you? Do you know what I mean?
It's getting a lot. It's getting a lot now.
Yeah.
There's 140 people, 140 full-time businesses using iMove now on a daily basis.
Yeah.
But
It's
it's
time.
not just that for me. It's more, I speak to a lot of removal companies. I give them help, advice, guidance. I've been there, done it. I'm 12 years in. And some of these companies are just starting. First few years, they're asking me insurance. Have I got contacts for this? I've got this staff member problem. I've got, I'm it's almost like I don't work for iMove really. I just do all that.
Yeah, your consultancy, and yeah.
But I do really enjoy that as well.
Yeah, you do.
But the more people that we get, there's going to be a point where I just can't. I'm going to start missing people. I'm going to.
Yeah. Well, we just you manage that as a business, don't you? You get some, and the good thing about I think customer service, it's not the most expensive thing to replace, is it? It's one of the cheapest things to replace.
Yeah.
But the customer service that you deliver is not just customer service. It's an actual an experienced business owner who's helping you. It's not like it's not just can you where's this, where's that. You actually give them advice on how to run their business as well.
Yeah.
So you can't replace that, can you really?
Or you can open
really.
a consultancy, like a moving consultancy.
I've got
another work stream there.
I've got one next week.
Oh, there you go.
My first one. I'm going in. It's through iMove. They obviously like what I do, like what we've created. Done a little bit of research on Warrens. Know where we've got to as a business, and they've asked me to go and spend 2 days with them next week.
Perfect.
This is in Bedfordshire.
Wow. Okay.
They have asked me how much I cost, and I've just gone quiet. So I literally don't have a clue what to say. I've done courses before. I've done training courses where companies come to us. But I've never done this. That was more guidance and pointing you in the right direction. This is more financially. How can I grow the business for them?
Yeah.
So I'm going to be looking deep into it.
Yeah.
So this is going to be my dip the toe in the water.
Yes.
I think I will end up doing this eventually, but I don't think I'm there yet. I'm not sure. I would like it. I'm going to see how I get on next week. They've booked me a hotel. They're taking me out for food. I'm a bit nervous, but excited. I think in the next 5 to 10 years will probably be when I do this. I don't think I'm there now because I've just got too much going on.
And this is it. So the thing, this is actually going to help the industry to start standardizing, because there's pretty much the same scenario, and it could be a lift and shift sort of scenario where you have your services, you cherry pick what is the service for your company, whether you want to offer everything or partially part of these services, and you focus on 3 things, 5 things, 10 things, get the right people on board and just do it. Instead of trying to, do everything, focus. And this is something we've learned in the last few years, that expertise and making sure that you know what you're doing is really making the difference.
Well, most people in this industry, and probably most industries, is that people who start a removals company when they say if they're 30, by the time they're 60, they're still not off the vans. They're still working on the tools.
Yeah.
So they've spent 30 years just being a removals person, not a business person. Yeah. So Warren's is in a position where I'm not even needed. So I've turned Warren's from a removals job into a business. So I've got experience in that. And I think people are interested in my knowledge there. So obviously I've done it.
Yeah, you've got a lot to offer because you've made that step.
Yeah.
And the feedback is that most people want to get off the vans and they want management team in place, and then they want to be free to then run the business how they kind of want it, and you've done that, haven't you?
Yeah.
That's why you can concentrate on iMove.
That's why I can do iMove.
That's why you
do
can
content creation and do stuff like this.
Consultancy, yeah.
I have no idea. It's March at the moment.
Okay.
One of the busiest months I've ever experienced in removals, genuinely. I've got no idea what staff members I've got out today,
Okay.
where all my vehicles are,
Okay.
what moves we've got on, how much the moves cost. I've got no idea.
But you have iMove.
Yeah.
I move, of course. You have to check.
And then you can check all of these.
could
Come on,
check
boss,
all
get in
this.
the program.
I'm talking from a removals
fair
perspective.
enough.
If
No.
it runs itself,
Yeah.
that costs money. A big management team costs money, but they bring money in.
Exactly, and then you wouldn't be able, though, no one would be able to do this without technology.
No.
There's no way you can actually
course,
get
yeah.
out of the vans without having the tools
Yeah.
to be able, even remotely, check things. Because at the very end of the day, it's Warren's business.
Yeah.
It's your business.
Yeah.
And you have to have, even when you decide to have a glimpse of what is going on, it would be so great, to have like a dashboard, a thing like, at the click of a hand and say, oh, okay, this is what's going on, this is my business, this is what's going on.
I think we always say that iMove works the best because you can have different user levels and you can have staff user levels, but it works the best when the companies have added all their staff and everyone's just like looking at the same sheet, like singing off the same hymn sheet, should we say?
Companies get better the more employees you let in because everyone helps each other and everyone feels connected.
And also, you can make decisions. So, as a businessman, you will need the data.
Yeah.
You will need, making data-driven decisions is probably the safest way. So, you will know when is the right time to get a new vehicle in. You know when is the right time to get a new staff member in. And the data can help you, seamlessly. You will see the KPIs. You will see whatever you target because you're as good as what you target. But once you have decided which ones you want to target and what you want to improve, and start tracking this and having real data backing this up, Amazons and Facebooks, they're not smart. They're making all the decisions based on data.
I'll tell you something. You know McDonald's. So McDonald's, have they got them massive iPads now? Yeah. So they get data analysts to analyse what people are clicking, where they're clicking, and since inputting them, they've improved the business from about 20% because the data analysts notice what people want and where people need to click for what.
And that's what they're choosing after certain meals.
So when you're speaking to a cashier, that data wasn't there, but because they're doing it all on the computer now, the data is all there, and they can analyse it. And the data analyst, it's big for the big businesses.
I'll tell you what, one thing that I think you could introduce at some point with the AI is damage technology. Have you thought about this, like defect reports or something? Okay. So if somebody does a video of their living room, would it be intelligent enough to know that the coffee table has already got a big chunk out of the leg?
Oh, right, okay.
Because that kind of stuff we struggle with that because there's a lot of, that was damaged before.
I see.
Does that make sense? So that could save.
It could. The thing is that the video is always going to be there.
Yeah.
So there
could
always be a
close
proof.
You have to be, I guess.
Agreed. So what we're going to have is definitely going to have a thumbnail of every single object on the software, so people that can actually see, because sometimes you get multiple chairs off a dining table. So we can say that these are 6 chairs because, to the moving person, they need to carry 6 chairs, so they're individual objects. So what we're going to introduce is thumbnails, so people can see it. Obviously, you can put a little bit more effort in, and getting them, saving them also, and use them as a proof. Yeah,
but I think maybe in a few years' time, once you've really got stuck into it, kind of thing, it might be like a nice little tab at the bottom, like on this dining chair is scratched on the leg.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Because that kind of stuff, currently we go into a property, we suss it all out, and if there's any big defects, like a big scratch on a sofa or a table, the guys are taking a photo of it and they're uploading it, which is great, it's fine, but imagine if you had that before you entered the house.
And you knew exactly which ones you need to really, really pay attention. I think that's the other thing. We're going to give also the people the opportunity to write their own notes.
Yeah.
At their own time.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when you're on the phone, you may forget something, but they can always return back and give you this insight of, this is very important to us, or, we don't have this, or we'll have this, or blah, 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 whatever that is. So, yeah, thankfully. And
is this your first business?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're stepping into proper business.
Yes, and I'm as scared as you can think.
Yeah. Are you going to be like me, like customer service, and you're wearing multiple hats?
The idea is no. So
you'll have AI for that, surely.
yeah.
What a stupid question.
Yeah, she'll have a deep fake, won't she? Yeah, set up.
The idea is to run this as a proper software company where you will have all the departments and all the sides. So customer support is part of it.
Yeah.
Obviously, the software development, product management. So the idea is to sort of move into this marketing. The goal, as I said, is to make this standard. The one of the things that you cannot think, you can't really, these days at least, I don't know how things are outside of the very, very busy cities, but within busy cities, whoever need to order a taxi, they all go through the applications. No one is picking the phone to order a taxi anymore. So ideally, I would like to think that this is where the moving industry is going to go.
Yeah.
No more picking up the phone, more like checking online and finding the right
I think it's a great idea. I mean, the feedback we've had since putting your little snippet of video on Instagram is that like the companies are like wowed. It's when they see it, they're like, wow, this would be great. Yes. I think you got a good business going here.
I think we could be sitting next to a billionaire.
I don't feel a billionaire, nor I have a billion on me, but I will welcome it. Thank you very much.
And obviously, it's a stupid question really, but you're going for the whole world. You're literally going to go in every country, hopefully.
I want to focus to the UK because I've called the UK home for pretty much 15 years now. So I understand this market. I understand, or I think I understand Europe very well. I'm coming from Greece, so I can...
You've moved a lot of times, so you've got a lot of experience.
Oh my God. And I will, because we made a conscious decision not to buy. That means we're always going to be renting. And that is our personal choice.
Would you like to go and live in Dubai, sorry?
And Dubai?
Dubai, did you just say? Or not?
No,
to buy.
Yeah, we're not going to go, we're not going to buy. That means that we're going to still move quite a lot. Hopefully next move is going to be for free.
Yeah.
This is the only reason why I'm doing
it. One of the many thousand companies that you've got on your books. Take your pick.
Exactly, we're going to say you can take the tour, but you will do this for free.
But it might be from a robot, you never know.
You never know.
You never know.
The only reason I asked that about the going worldwide kind of thing is because we get approached and we've had quite a lot of inquiries from Australia. Yes. Yesterday I did a 2-hour Zoom call with a guy from New Zealand.
Oh, wow, okay.
10 a.m. here, 10 p.m. there. So 12 hours in front they are. So what me and Rob have had to discuss in the past is the customer service at that point, because when he's asleep, I'm awake, and opposite.
So we've given Warren something to keep him awake. That's the plan.
The thing is that this is a wave that can take you with you. I think from a business perspective, you really need to think every time you do anything, the ROI, the return of investment. And
of course,
and this is how you need to make a decision. Deep down, when is the right time to do it. And if you have any hesitation...
What, to stop sleeping, sorry?
I think
overrated.
Me and Waz, our customer obsessed, don't we? So we just want the best for our customers, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And sometimes that can let you down.
It's just fast acting for me. I just want to act really quick.
Yeah.
I want to make, I'm thinking now, my phone's over there, upside down.
Yeah.
There's probably people waiting for me to reply.
Yeah.
And they're not crying because I'm not replying probably, but in my head I'm like, Jesus.
No, you want to get it done. You want to get it done. You want to help them. You want to help them use the system. So
yeah.
Maybe in 20 years' time we'll clone you, and we have lots of warrants, little warrants around.
You never know.
Yes.
Possibly. But it is exciting. That whole AI thing is really exciting.
It is.
Yeah, I mean, some people are scared. Some people are excited. I'm excited. Disappointing it's not doing my washing yet, but and disappointing it's started to create pictures. But I think you see the pictures that it creates online and stuff. I just don't think they get any value because people know it's from AI and people know that someone's not put the effort in to make it.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't get as much. Do you agree with me there? It can look like the best photo in the picture in the world.
Yeah, but you can tell it's AI currently, can't you?
Because it's AI,
Yeah.
it's like, and it'll get more and more, it'll just become, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or, whereas if someone took a long time to create a piece of art, then it'd be appreciated more.
Yeah, and
you know
this is never going to be replaced.
Yeah.
I mean, the human touch, the human thought, the emotions, these are never going to be replaced whatsoever. I don't think it's a discussion. I know that people say it, but there's no way you can do it. Obviously, they can think, or actually they can analyze data faster.
Yeah.
And faster because they're going to have more parallel processing and all of this. But this never going to stop the creativity, the human brain's creativity, and the way we make feel and the way we communicate.
Yeah.
If I was an AI bot, I would say all the right things, but I wouldn't be able to convince you because you're not going to be able to feel what I feel or be able to communicate with you in a way that, we are interacting here in a way that is never going to be, or I don't think is ever going to be copied.
It's going to do more good than it is bad.
The only bad thing really is manipulation. People will manipulate these tools.
Of course, yeah.
Like that person, do you see the Brad Pitt thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
But this is why we have everyone who is going into this world, one of the first courses you get when you go into the AI world is the ethical side of things.
Yeah.
You have to, it's for the community you do this, not because you want to make money, it's for the good. We're all here just because we want to be successful, we want to make good business and want to have happy customers. No one is here because they want to deceive people, they want to take people's money for nothing.
Yeah.
We all want to make a better future for ourselves, for our future, for our kids. So as long as you have the good intention, technology is just going to give you the tools to do this. There are always going to be people like that, but
Yeah, you're not going to stop that, are you?
You cannot stop it.
Musk didn't want to. Elon Musk, he didn't want to release it yet, did he? Mm-hmm. He thinks they've released it too early, but he's a deep thinker. You probably know that from defence and stuff. Being into
Sorry.
Have we got any questions? I think I put a question to the story actually for you because obviously I knew you was coming on board. I put it on my Instagram story. And there was some questions I might add. Talk amongst yourselves while I'm
okay.
Sorry. I've got it. Okay, I think it's more. Okay, yeah. This is crazy. Will you integrate with them if given the opportunity? So that's will I move integrate? Of course.
Yes.
Innovators straight away. Yeah. So and to be honest, that'd be quite an easy integration for us. It'd be an API and stuff like that. I mean, make it work and so very exciting. Very exciting for that.
Very.
That was 45 movers. So thank you for that, mate.
He's the guy from New Zealand.
Yeah, he actually is. Yeah. 2 hours to him. Yeah.
So your first client could be
in the other
12
side of the
hours in
world.
front.
Okay, easy. Very easy for me.
And the next one was from Complete Removals. So now I might. So now I don't have to learn how to use the cubic feet.
No, you don't.
There you go. Yeah. She won't need to learn it. You just literally someone to do your video and it'll calculate all the objects for you. Bish bash bosh.
Yeah.
Done. Yeah. That was it too.
Perfect. Yes. So this is it. So in terms of the system we're going to use, though, we're using meters and kilos for now, but that's an easy.
It's cubic meters and cubic feet, yeah.
But this is at the moment it's developed using meters and kilos, but the international science.
Yeah.
But I mean,
it's an easy
conversion.
It's an easy conversion. Yeah. Yes. We found out that we had our cubic feet calculator on UK feet,
that is a UK
and then once we started to get people from Portugal, Spain, they use meters, and the developer we just said, "Can you change this?" And it's just a switch toggle.
Yes.
Yeah. Easy as that, weren't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
because everyone in Europe uses cubic meters.
Yes.
Yeah.
But we only use. I don't know what. I wonder if we are the only cubic feet. Are we? Do you know?
Yes, I think the UK it is one of the very, very few because even the US they have different. They have different.
Is it cubic yards over there?
Is
it yards or something?
Yeah,
Can't
but
remember.
opening the GPS in the US is a nightmare unless you make a decision, you know, to go and force it to go back to a system you understand.
Yeah.
But feet was also a big challenge for me.
Yeah.
If you ask me how tall I am in feet, I still don't know. If you ask me how much I weigh, I can only tell you in kilos, and I can only tell you in meters.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really need to
I
learn.
couldn't tell you how many
stones I am, and, you know.
So in Greece, then, if somebody says how tall are you, is it like 1.5 meters?
Yeah.
Is that how you answer it?
I will be 172. Yes. But yeah, the stones is always a very tricky one. Like how much do you weigh? And you say it in kilos. I'm like, huh? And then someone says, I lost a stone. And I'm thinking, is that a lot? Is that how big is that? I have no idea.
Yeah, it's stoning because it's to do with the scales anyway. Whatever the scales are, like, and all our scales.
But with technology, I mean, this is all very easily to be fixed and changed.
Yeah, that's just a conversion, isn't it?
It's just very seamless again.
Will you have an app? Will you be on the App Store?
So we're starting with a web service at the moment. And then once we get enough feedback, then the plan is, yes, it would be so much easier to have it on your phone. And be able to download the app than a web service. But we don't know exactly, and this is down to the consumers, the users, the customers, how it was going to be easier for them to use an app or to use a web service. So it's a question for me, which I don't have necessarily a good answer.
I think the web apps these days, you can make them look good, just as good as an app, can't you? But that's what we found. Almost to run better. From the softwares that I've used as well, I've used a few in the past, and the apps have been pretty poor compared to the web apps.
They can be, and keeping the cost of keeping them on Apple Store can sometimes be a little bit too high.
But to give the options always good.
It is indeed.
I think with an app on Apple is push notifications. I think that would be pretty good. You can't get that on a web app. There was supposed to be some sort of update, so I got excited, but you just can't get them.
Yeah, you need to, and that's one of the main reasons why we'd probably get an app, wouldn't we?
But you can always
is to get push notifications. No, it's just like, so when someone gets an inquiry, they get an automated email.
Yeah.
But like they'll also get like a notification come down on the screen saying you've got an inquiry, which they get from the email anyway. But automation's a big one. When we introduced automation, people love that, didn't they? Yeah, because they ain't got as you say,
don't have to worry about
business systems and processes, and with technology, for me, that's you can do it in abundance, can't you?
Yeah, like I scheduled someone's follow-up process yesterday. So an iMove user, it's easy to do yourself, obviously, but he asked me for a hand, and I scheduled 2 follow-ups. So after quoted, you get one email saying, just checking if you considered the quote, and then another 2 weeks. So that was after 5 days, and then 2 weeks is another email. And I scheduled that. It literally took me 5 minutes.
And
every customer who sat on that job status is going to get followed up without him even thinking about it.
Yeah.
That's smart, that.
Yeah, it is. It's
what a system.
It's great.
What a system we've got.
Have you got,
well done, us.
Have you got a question from the last guest?
I asked for one, but I never got a response.
At the end of the pod, we normally ask for the last guest to ask a question, but he's not asked.
I never got a response. He might have. Shall I have a look? But I don't want it to throw my head.
No, it's all right.
I don't want to look at my phone, just in
don't
case.
worry about it. But yeah, where can people find you now? Is you just gonna, because we release it to the obviously iMove users, and then get you some trialists who can trial it and then perfect it over time. Might not need perfecting, might need a bit of TLC.
Yes.
But yeah, with these things,
Yes.
I think a lot of people watching this would want to know if there's a price point. There's no price point at the moment.
Not at this stage. So what we want to do is we first want to do the early adopters sort of scheme, see how we get on, see if there's real value, and what is the real value. On top of our heads, we do have some numbers, of the efficiencies this could create. But obviously all of this is, we haven't really tested with real data. So we really need first to understand this, and then we can move on to this. But it will be same as you guys, like a pay as you go sort of quota, or you will buy a number of quotes and then you start consuming against this. Or if it's easier for people, we'll make a decision, we'll see what's better. We can have like something that's called an MRR, like a monthly run rate, where you pay something and then you can do as many quotes as you want.
Okay.
Because the thing is that our cost in order to run this is per quote. So we have to pay the computing power per every single video that's analysed.
Okay,
So this is how...
So that's how the business model is going to
Correct.
work. Okay,
Yes.
I get it. But there would be a package where you can have unlimited.
Correct.
Yeah.
So this is the plan. So and we will see what's that unlimited. If we may not even need an unlimited in that sense. You know, people they may be able to do something. The numbers. This is why I haven't introduced this.
Yeah.
But the idea is also to create a service pack. So you know, give people the opportunity, as you do exactly the same as with your software, have more like a light version of this or a more professional version of this, and people can make a decision what they want to do and what suits their business best.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we just do like a removals and
then you do
and then a removals pro, don't we? But the pro is more like just storage,
The storage,
add-on. And I suppose it's different. We just wanted to make it as easy as possible, like as a simple subscription rather than this, that.
We would like to break it down into different modules eventually, but currently it's 2 packages.
This is it. So I think when you can do this and people can cherry pick exactly what they want and they can tailor their own product, I think this is where the real power comes in.
Yeah.
Because different businesses have different needs and
Absolutely,
different things. So, and you should let them do and pick what's best for them.
Yeah, it's great, mate. So have you got a website?
We do. So it's centralnet.co.uk.
Yeah.
We're going to make the announcement, obviously, on the website. But there's also a contact me form there. So if anyone is interested, we're very much welcome.
And I'll link your website in the description.
Thank you very much.
If anyone wants to get in touch or if anyone's got any questions, drop questions in the comments.
Sure.
So can I just quickly ask, if you're letting people in for free to start with, have you got a cap? How many people? Just in case you get a flurry of people now.
No, we don't.
No.
So we really, really, really need to see this working in a real with real examples and with real life people. So at the moment, it's so important to us to validate and evaluate what we've done. So the more, the merrier.
So if say 200 people got in touch, could you service that?
Yep.
Yeah. So you're happy with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with that.
Cool. That's
it's going to cost me quite a lot of money, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So there's no cap. You can just keep.
I think at this stage, it's so important for us to see
Without
this,
doubt, yeah.
And also bear in mind that the more data we get, the algorithm is going to become better and better and better. So.
And the more people that use it, believe it or not, these removal companies, everyone seems to be friends now. They recommend.
Yeah.
It's word of mouth.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is, isn't it? And we've really noticed
We've created that. Yeah. We have, and if you got a good product, then it gets recommended. Yeah. And whereas people don't hide it. Well, some. So I'm excited, man. I'm excited for this.
I'm thinking of these companies that use lead providers.
Yeah.
That are literally getting 50 leads in a day, which is a lot in a day.
Yes.
They're going to be able to speed up this quoting process and send the quote straight off iMove really quick.
Yeah,
Really
that'd be
fast.
good.
And hopefully automatically at some point, once you get to that, I think you will get at that point where you trust it so much.
Yeah.
They will just gonna let it fly on your own, on its own, and then you just be informed when you win the business.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we had a little demo of this of your system before we come on, and it does look great. It's obviously quick. You just upload the video, it transforms the calculations into like a, what would you say, like a spreadsheet? Not a spreadsheet. It's like a job sheet. Isn't it?
Table,
Can't say spreadsheet.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah.
Don't.
Yeah.
It's the
Definitely not
reason
a
why we're doing
spreadsheet.
this.
Google sheet maybe. But yeah, and it looks great, and I'm excited to see
I
it.
felt pretty privileged actually, getting
thank you.
a front row seat there. So thank you for
Perfect.
showing us.
And we also, where did we meet you? Can you say to the viewers?
Show.
The Moves and Storage show.
Yes.
Yeah. That's how we met. We had a conversation, and then she mentioned AI, and I get excited.
Yeah.
And
I have
that
to
was
admit you
it.
got excited. Yeah.
And then I said, come on the podcast, and you followed through with it. Yeah, fair
Yes.
play.
Yeah.
Fair play. So you're going to get a store there next year?
Hopefully,
Yeah.
that's the plan. So
Yeah,
the plan is,
we had a lot of success. Definitely recommend it, like from our point of view.
and you thought it was a good one, right?
Oh yeah, it was great. Yeah, we got so many, like even just being there, having a face there, speaking to our users, speaking to the new users. We got quite an influx of inquiries while we was there and after. So, and we've got a store there this year, double the size. So I'm excited for it this year. Yeah, it should be a good buzz.
Perfect.
So definitely recommend the store. And if you're
Excellent.
not there, you can
I'll let go
come
of the
on.
reins
Yeah.
when you're booking this stand.
Yeah.
Is
It's
it
quite
November?
expensive, but yeah.
Yeah.
It was November,
Yeah, he's
yeah.
like, we're going all out next show.
Yeah. should see us. The marketing's going to be lights and everything. And let us know in the comments what you think of the new podcast setup, because I like it. I like it, and you like it because you don't got a.
I know. I mean, that table was really getting in the way, so it's so much
Yeah.
easier and so much relaxing.
And thank you, by the way. Congratulations. You are the first female
Oh wow! Okay.
on the podcast.
On the podcast.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Really great now. Thank
Love that.
you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
we've tried it, me, and
Yeah.
there's just not many out there, is there?
No.
Female business owners. But yeah, thanks for coming on. It's been a
Thank
real
you very,
pleasure.
very much. It's really, really great to come all the way and meet you guys. And, it's really, really good to see there's fresh, open-minded people ready to embrace the change.
We're ready for it.
Love
Yes.
it, ready for it, and can't wait.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.